Hey everybody, Palumbo here, and I wanted to do a quick video for you today because I've been getting a lot of questions about how to prevent the duplication of data. So if you're using AppScript to move data around, whether you're copying or moving rows or columns or tables, how do you prevent against bringing in data that already exists on the target sheet, which is a perfectly valid concern. And it's something that I have to prevent against in my day-to-day job. And the way that I typically like to do it is by using arrays to hold a list of values that I want to check against, and then using the index of function to actually do that check. And so in this video, I'm just going to show you really quickly how to do two things. One, just as an extra, how do you get a value from a user? And then how do you check that value against an array of other values? So the first thing we're going to do, let's open up a new sheet. And we're just going to call this one check against array. And then I'm going to go open up my AppScript. And I am also going to call this one check against array. So the first thing we need to do is let's create a variable for our sheet. So we're going to do spreadsheet, get active spreadsheet, and then get active sheet. The next thing we need to do is let's actually create an array. So I'm just going to call this name array. Let's say I'm actually checking the names of people. So this array, and by the way, if you're not familiar with arrays, think of an array as a variable that can hold multiple items or multiple values. And the way that you create an array is simply just what I've done here. So it's a name array equals, and then you use brackets, and then you put the values inside of those brackets. So let's say there's a list of employees that I know that I don't want to copy over, or I want to either exclude or include in like a certain function or a list. So let's say it's going to be Eddie. Let's say it's going to be Jaime, and let's say it's going to be Katie. So notice the way that I put those values in there, because they're names or they're strings, I put them in quotation marks. Just as an FYI, if you were to put, say, a number in there and you actually want it to be a number, you can just actually throw that number in there too. So in this case, 42, and we can just leave that in there. Okay, so we have our array of names that we're going to check against. Now what I want to do is I actually want to get input from the user. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to create another variable called input from user. And I'm going to use browser dot input box. And I want it to say, let's just say, please enter a value. All right. So let's go ahead and first of all save and run this, and we'll basically check to make sure that we are getting the value input from user. And we'll just use logger.log to do that. So I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to run it, and I'm going to have to give permission for this script to run because it's the first time that I'm running it. Okay, so notice execution has started. It's not doing anything, and it's because if we go back over to the sheet, there's an input box. Please enter a value. And so let's just say I'm going to put in Katie. Click OK. Let's go back and look at our script. And yep, that's what we got, Katie. Okay, so now we're getting the input from the user. Now we need to check to see if that input is actually in the array or not. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a check cell. And I'm going to say let check cell equal sheet dot get range, and I'm just going to use cell A1. Okay, so now we're going to do if And we're going to say name array dot index of. Now, index of is a function that you can use against an array that will take a value, and it will basically tell you if that value is in the array, and it does it by basically giving you back the position of that value. And if you're not used to working with arrays, there is something to note here, that the way AppScript kind of looks at your array, the first item in your array is at what is referred to as the index position of 0. It starts with 0. So Eddie would be 0, Jaime would be 1, Katie would be 2, and 42 would be in the index of 3. So that index of will basically take whatever value you give it, it'll look inside the array and say, yes, I found that, it's in the index of 2. Or if it doesn't find it, it will just return a negative number. Typically it's a -1. So we're going to say name array, give me the index of the input from user, and let me know if it is greater than or equal to 0. If it is greater than or equal to 0, it basically means the value is inside that array. If it's -1, it means the value is not in that array. So in this case, if the index of value returns a 0 or greater, that means it's in the array. And so I'm going to say check cell set value. That value is in the array. Else, check cell set value. That value is not in the array. And what I'm also going to do is, let's just say I'm going to go check cell set background to red. All right. So just kind of add some semicolons here. Let's save this. Probably need to make this a little bit bigger as well. So if we run this and we go back over here, and let's say I'm going to search for Eddie this time, I click OK. And it says that value is in the array. Cool. So what if I run it again? And let's say this time I put in Brian. I click OK. That value is not in the array, and it turns the cell value, or the background color of the cell, red. So this is a very simple example, but this does demonstrate how you can use an array to basically check against values. Now, the other thing that's definitely worth mentioning is here, of course, I just typed names into an array. There is probably a better way, particularly if you have to check against a lot of values, to build an array out. And I can show you how to do that really quickly. Let's go ahead and let's just do another sheet here. And I'm going to add a bunch of names. So let's do Eddie, Jaime, Katie. Let's do Michaela. We'll do Sophia. We'll do Kylie. We'll do Cameron. Let's say that these are all the names that I actually want to get in my array. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this, and I'll show you. What would appear to be the most logical way. In some ways, it absolutely is, but it's not the way that I prefer to do it. And then I'll show you how I prefer to do it, because I just think it's easier to work with an array of values as opposed to an array of arrays. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second. I'm just going to call this array.js. And let me rename this. I'm just going to call it array. And it adds the JS for me. And so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create var sheet spreadsheet get active dot get active sheet. And I'm also going to create another array. Let's put employees. And this time I'm just going to create an empty array. So what we can do is we want to put all of these names that already exist in the spreadsheet into an array. So the first way that you would think about doing this is to simply do something like this. You could go in and you can say, you would do var employees in array equals sheet.getRange, and we want to do 1, 1. So keep in mind, when you're giving 4 coordinates for a range, the first number is the starting row, so row 1. The second value is the starting column, so column 1, and then it's how many rows and how many columns. So in this case, there are 7 rows, but still just 1 column. And then we can do get values. And then I'm going to do a logger.log employees in array. Okay, so let's run this one. And actually, nope, I need to go here, my function. Oh, okay. Well, no wonder. So I did not put a comma here where I needed to put a comma. So let's go ahead and run this again. Okay. So if you look here, we have our values from that column in this array. But if you notice, each name is also in brackets as well. And what Google Apps Script will do is it will create an array of arrays. So instead of this being an array of individual values, it's actually an array of arrays, but in those arrays, there's only one value. So normally what I would do is, in order to, let's say if I wanted to get one name, the way that you would actually do that is you could do logger.log employees in array, and I'm going to do give me the index of 0, and let's run this one. So you get Eddie, but it is the index, or rather it's an array with the value of Eddie in there. Now Eddie is the only value in there, so that is also going to be the index of 0. So in this case, I would have to do employees in array, give me the index of 0, which is an array, but within that array, give me the index of 0. So run that again. And this is where I actually just get back the value Eddie. So as I said, logically, this would probably be the easiest way to actually pull values in a column into an array for you to work with. I tend to not like to do this because I just personally don't like working with arrays of arrays. I'd rather just have an array of values. So now I'll show you how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a for loop. So I'm going to say for, and I'm going to add one more variable up here, and I'm going to say sheet dot get last row. Okay, so the way that I like to populate my arrays is with a for loop. So I'm going to say for I equals 0 as long as I is less than or equal to last row, then iterate I. So really quickly, what this loop is saying is that I is equal to 0, and as long as I is less than the value of the last active row, which in this case should be row 7, then keep adding 1 to I. And that's what that I++ means. Just it's called to iterate I. It's essentially shorthand for saying just add 1 to I. So every time this runs, I is going to go up until it is no longer less than or equal to the last row. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say let value equal sheet dot get range, and I'm going to do I plus 1 dot get value, not values. So what this does is it creates a variable called value, which is just a temporary kind of holder. And the range that I created, sheet.getRange, is I plus 1. The reason I do I plus 1 is because every time this loop runs, I want it to go one row down. So when it starts, I is going to be equal to 0. Well, there is no row 0, but there is a row 1. So by simply just doing an I plus 1, I can actually get start at row 1, and then when it runs again, it'll be I plus, or it'll be row 2, and then row 3 and row 4, and it will keep going down and getting the value from each one of these cells over here. And as a matter of fact, I can even just show you real quick what that looks like. So let's just say value. Let's actually go ahead and, you know what, I'm actually going to just delete this for right now because we don't need it anymore. So let's go ahead and run this. And there we go. So it actually it just traversed down this column. So it pulled the value out of the cells and actually just put them out to the log. And actually I can just say is less than last row. Now that we have the values, we're pulling those names out, there is a function that we can use against an array called push. So that's what we want to use. So we're going to say employees, which is our empty array, dot push value. And all this is doing is it's just, as it's pulling those values, those names out of that row, it is just putting them inside of the array. So now what I'm going to do is do logger.log. We're going to do employees, and let's run this. And what we should see is value is not defined on 8 employees. Value. Thank you. So let's go ahead and run this. And what we should see is now an array of values, not an array of arrays. So this is going to be much, much easier to work with. This is probably one of the most effective ways to actually prevent against data duplication. There's a number of ways to do it. There's always more than one way to solve problems, particularly in spreadsheets and with AppScript, but I find this to be the easiest way. And what you can actually do is you can have logic in your script that will go create the array at the beginning of each script and then check against it. Or you can just create the array once and save that, and then just copy and paste that array into any subsequent script that you need to use. So there's a number of ways you can actually use this feature. I hope this was helpful. I know this is probably a little bit of a longer video. Obviously, if this is helpful, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm always happy to ask questions. But yeah, this is great. Thank you so much and have a great day.